Hello, breast cancer goddesses. My name is Vera, and I am so grateful to bring you some yoga this Sunday morning. Beautiful Sunday morning. I am a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in 2019 with the BRCA1 genetic mutation, and I had bilateral breast cancer. Then I underwent a lot of chemo. Then I did a double mastectomy. And then I did a deep reconstruction, as you can see on my scar here. This is the deep reconstruction. And then I thought I was in the clear. Then I was diagnosed with HER2 positive instead of HER2 negative. So I ended up doing more immunotherapy. And then again, I thought it was woohoo, done. And then it turned out that it had metastasized into my brain and lodged itself in my cerebellum. And that's when I was had to go to have open brain surgery. And that was last year, about exactly this time. And they did open it up, took out the tumor, and then I did a lot of radiation and went to rehab in order to reuse my left side. And now I'm back. And I'm so grateful to teach and help others. And yoga has been so foundational to my recovery in so many aspects, not just emotionally, but physically and mentally. So I'm so grateful to be here with you guys today. All right, so let's start with a sitting meditation and just close your eyes. And I like to ground down with an oil if you have. I'm a big fan because I use them throughout my journey. So I'm just going to use some Breathe oil here. Feel free to use whatever you want, and just rub your palms of your hands together to create some heat. And then inhale, and then exhale. Take one more big breath in, and exhale. And then place your hands on the back of your neck. Perhaps your hands are a little warmer right now, and just rub your neck. Just give yourself a nice little rub here. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades back and lift your chest, And then look over to the right side. And then look over to the left side. And then inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring your right hand down, extend your left arm over. And then lift and reach a little bit more, and then come back to center. And then let's take the opposite side. So left hand down, reach your right arm over, reach, and then come back to center. And then we're just gonna roll our shoulders back. So, this is breast cancer goddess yoga. So I want you to feel your goddess energy this morning. So whatever that goddess energy means for you, maybe creating some more fluid movements, because a lot of yoga can feel very masculine, very like static. But I want you to celebrate the goddess that is in all of you. And also, again, if you want to put on some music, go for it. Put your goddess music on. And then go to your level, wherever you feel works for you. If you feel like certain stretches are not going to be good for your port or for your double mastectomy reconstruction or whatever, or your scars, please go easy, okay? And I'll cue for that as well. So we're going to bring our left hand onto our right knee, and we're going to twist over to the right side. So again, if you've had any surgeries on your abdomen, this can be kind of intense sometimes. So just go at your own pace and just twist a little bit. I don't know if anybody here has had the deep reconstruction, but this is sometimes twists are very challenging to get back to after a deep reconstruction. And then come back to center, and let's take the opposite side and twist over to the left side. Good. And then come back to center, and then close your eyes. And I want you to meditate on the beautiful quote of wearing the world as a loose garment. So how do we wear the world as a loose garment when you're faced with something so intense, so life-threatening? How have you worn the world as a loose garment through your journey, through your evolution as you walk through this path? So wearing the world as a loose garment. As you inhale, arms overhead. And then exhale, bring your hands to the floor, and then walk your hands forward and bring your forehead all the way onto the mat. So forehead, wherever it goes, on or onto a pillow if you have a pillow. If you don't have a pillow, sorry if I didn't say that, but just go grab a pillow and you can bring your forehead onto the pillow or onto the mat. Inhale, exhale. The most important thing is to continue to move with intention and breath. And then inhale, come back to center. And if you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. Just come join us wherever you are. We're going to remove the pillow and we're going to make our way onto our knees. So we're going to come into tabletop. So if you have knees that are sensitive, feel free to fold your mat over. And if you don't have a mat, just put a pillow or a towel or something for your knees, because sometimes our knees can feel a little bit tweaky. Okay, so we're going to inhale. Just going to turn this. We're going to inhale, lift our chest. Exhale, round our spine. So really inhale, lift that chest, draw those shoulder blades back. Exhale, round your spine. Again, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, round your spine. Good. And then open up your thighs nice and wide and bring your feet together. And we're going to sit back onto our heels and extend our arms forward. And we're going to make our way into child's pose. Again, if your hips are really tight, you might want to bring your hips up, thighs a little bit closer so you can come into a different type of child's pose. But if you want a little bit deeper, you can sink your hips nice and low, bring your forehead onto the mat. Again, your third eye, which is in between your eyebrows, is connected to the ground. Coming back to that humility, to that being teachable, being humble, being grateful for the journey, no matter what's going on, being grateful for the moment, just to be here, right? To be here, to move with other sisters and bring your hands back onto the mat. Attitude of gratitude is so important in this journey. So we're going to bring our left hand down onto the mat and extend your right arm up to the ceiling. Take a big breath in and then exhale, draw your right hand all the way through and bring your right cheek to the mat. So you're bringing your right cheek to the mat. Again, if this is uncomfortable by any means, you can bring your elbows down and just hold here. So if you've just had your double mastectomy, you don't have to do the full twist, okay? So just go with what works for you. I was always breaking the rules with my doctors and doing things that I shouldn't really be doing. So I got into trouble a lot. Some of my scars reopened and things like that. I don't want that to happen to you. So just go easy does it and take your time, whatever feels good for you right now. And then coming back to center and extend your left arm up to the ceiling and putting your left hand underneath your right shoulder and then bring your left cheek to the mat. I can't tell you, ladies, how many times my drains had fallen out. And my doctor is like, why do these drains keep falling out? And I was like, no sé, I don't know. But really it was because I was just doing too much. So it's good to heal. It's good to take that time for yourself. All right. And then when you're ready, coming back into tabletop. And now we're going to fold the right side of our mat over. So just fold the right side of our mat over, and we're going to extend the left leg back. Good. And we're going to extend the right arm forward. And the reason why I really want to do poses like this, because it's really strengthening the core. And even if you've had the double mastectomy, really focusing on the core is key to getting back to that strength, because it's all upper body strength and it's all lower back as well. So holding in here for 4, for 3, you got this, for 2 and 1. Bring your right hand down, open up your left knee to the left side, holding it here. And we're going to kick our left foot out and your left foot back. Left foot out and left foot back. Good. Left foot out and left foot back. And one more time, left foot out, and then drop your left foot down. And then inhale, rise up. So I'm going to turn my body. You don't have to turn your body. Stay where you are. And then we're going to reach over to the right side. I mean, left side, sorry. And then we're going to bring our right hand down and extend our left arm over. Good. And from here, make your way back to your tabletop. You can fold the mat over the other side and coming onto all fours, and then we're gonna extend the right leg now and extend the left arm nice and long, holding in here. Good. For 4, use that core. For 3, breathe for 2, and 1. Bring that left hand down and open up that right hip to the right side. So you're opening up that right hip to the right side. Good. And then we're going to kick and in, kick and in, kick and in, kick and in. Very good, ladies. Bring that right foot down. Inhale, rise up. Good. Good, good, good. Inhale and bring your right hand down, left arm over. Good. And bring your right hand down, left arm over. Good. Make your way back to all fours. Unfold your mat. And now we're going to press our palms into the mat. We're going to roll over the tops of our feet, and we're going to make our way into downward facing dog. Good. So again, if you had a double mastectomy recently, if this is too much for you, you can always bring your elbows down and bring your knees slightly up. So this will also give you a nice working of the core, strengthening your back muscles, but not so much intensity, right? And if you're still, it's been a while, you haven't done yoga in a while, just go with whatever feels right for you. And then walk, 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 walk to the front of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, forward fold. Make sure your feet are hip width distance, and then grab your elbows. And allow your whole torso to be super heavy here. Shake your head yes to all the positive energy, to all the positive people in your life. No to everything you want to just get rid of, right? When you're going through cancer, you really need to just keep the people who are focused on positive energy near you. And you sometimes just have to let go of any negative energy, anything that causes you any strife or stress. Just let that fall away, release away. You don't need it in your life. I've had to let go of some negative energy people in my life, and that's okay. Come into downward facing dog from here, and then come into high plank. So holding here in high plank. Now this might be too much for some of you guys to hold here, and if it is, just bring your knees down, okay? Because we're modifying. Wherever you want to go, you can modify. Again, you can come to high plank, and then you can bring your knees down if you want. Holding it here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower all the way down onto your stomach. Breathing here all the way down. I just realized I forgot to give my husband some socks, which he's going to kill me. So you guys hold it there for just a second. Joe, I forgot your socks here. Okay. All right, now we're going to come onto our elbows. Okay, so here we are. This is called Sphinx Pose. And you guys, Sphinx is a very powerful creature, right? So you guys are all powerful creatures. So we're going to press our elbows into the mat, draw our shoulder blades back. Again, this can be intense if you've had the double mastectomy, right? Or if you've just had the port, right? So just go for your edge. If you cannot draw your shoulder blades back, that's okay. Just go where you can go. Holding it here. And then lowering down. Good. Press your palms into the mat. Inhale, upward facing. Again, go where you can go. Tops of the feet on the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, sweep up. Make your way to Utkatasana, chair pose. So that means you're drawing your thighs together. Your hips are low. You're squeezing your thighs. Good. Lift your arms. You got this. Holding it here. Sink a little bit lower for 4, for 3, for 2, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant hands, step back, downward facing dog. Glide to high plank. Again, couple variations. You can bring your knees down if you'd like. If you are nice and strong here, draw your elbows into your ribs. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. And that upper body strength takes a little bit of time. It took a little bit of time for me to regain that after all my surgeries. So it's been a year out since my last major surgery. I've had minor surgeries, but the brain surgery really took me for a while, because then I couldn't exercise for like a month, okay? And my body started to atrophy. And doing something like this was so hard. So if you're just regaining that strength again, just be patient. The longer you do it, the easier it'll get, okay? Extend that right leg, open up that right thigh, and then step through to warrior 1. Inhale to rise up. And then open up to warrior 2. So here you are. I'm wearing the warrior shirt, even though I identify as the goddess, and one day I will have goddess shirts, but we are warriors, right? So this pose is so good for reminding us of that. And bring your right hand onto your right elbow onto your right thigh and extend your left arm over. And then inhale, reverse, and then begin to straighten your right leg on track. So that right leg straightens on track. And you're going to begin to hinge forward like someone's pulling your right hand. We're going to reach, extend from that torso, and then bring your right hand down, extend that left arm up to the ceiling, looking up at that left hand. Looking up at that left hand. And I want you ladies to really focus on tucking that core, okay? Because we're building that core strength. I keep talking about the core, how important it is. So keep the core nice and engaged. For 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, rise up. Good. Toe heel to face the front. Clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades back. And then exhale, forward fold over. And your hands are clasped, and you're just stretching, giving your whole back, your shoulders a nice stretch here. If this is too much, you can bring your hands down if you'd like. And if your hands are not comfortable on the mat, you can bring a pillow onto the mat. So you can modify here. I'm going to bring my hands down. And keep drawing your torso closer and closer with every exhale to your thighs. Just closer and closer. Keep drawing that torso closer and closer. Bring your left hand down and extend your right arm over to the top. Yeah. Good. And then let's take the opposite side. So right hand down and extend that left arm up to the ceiling. Good. And then come back to center. And then walk yourself. Come into runner's lunge. And from runner's lunge, you're going to bring your left knee down. Again, my knee hurts a lot because I fell on my left knee during ice skating. So it hurts. So I'm going to fold that mat over. I encourage you to do the same if you have sensitive knees. And then we're just going to forward fold over our right thigh. Again, if you've had the double mastectomy, if you've had any surgeries up here, this pose shouldn't really be an issue at all, because we're not doing any heart openers. This is really activating the core here and drawing our torso towards our right knee and stretching. It's really stretching the thighs, stretching the legs. The legs are good, ladies. The legs are good. You can stretch the legs. It's sometimes up here that you need to modify. But everything lower than the abdomen is good to go. And then make your way back to runner's lunge. And then from here, we're just going to lift up and extend that left leg nice and long for 3, for 2, and then step your left to meet your right. Bring your feet together to touch. Sink your hips low and Utkatasana, chair pose. Good. Firebolt for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hand, step back, downward facing dog. Good. Now we're going to extend our left leg. Bend your left knee open. And then when you're ready, step through to warrior 1. And then open when you're ready to warrior 2. Good. Keep bending into that left thigh. Looking at that left hand. How are you a warrior today? How are you a warrior throughout your whole week? What does that mean to you? Inhale, reverse. Good. And then exhale, left elbow, left thigh. Excellent. Inhale, reverse. And then begin to straighten your left leg on track and begin to hinge forward like someone is pulling your left hand. And when you're ready, land your left hand onto your shin, extend that right arm up to the ceiling, looking up that right hand. Again, mindful attention to the core, drawing that belly button in, sucking in your mula bandha, right? The root lock. Good. And then inhale, rise up. This time we're going to open our thighs. This is called goddess pose. And we're all freaking goddesses, right? That's all of you. All of you. I see all of you. So open up your hands and sink low, holding in here for 4. Again, we're not working this. This is all this. And this is what we have to get back into shape after resting a lot. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up. So I'll be honest, guys. You know, after all my surgeries and everything, I lost a lot of strength here. And I was very weak. Even walking upstairs was a challenge. So getting back into this again is so beneficial for just activating your strength in your thighs and your butt. And of course, it's going to tone your butt too. So who doesn't want that, right? All right, and the summer's coming. So I know I want to see all y'all in your bikinis with all your scars and everything. So I'm going to be out there on the beach with all my scars. All right, holding in here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Good. Now toe heel your feet. We're going to come into that runner's lunge again. Bring your right knee down, and you go, you can pad your right mat side if you'd like, and extend your left leg down long, holding in here. And then just notice the differences on the side. So this side might be a little tighter for you. Just notice the difference. Obviously no judgment, right? So just go wherever your body leads you. Inhaling, exhaling. You guys are doing awesome. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale. And then make your way to runners. Extend your left arm long and bring your left hand down. Step back to a downward facing dog. Good. Glide into high plank. Again, you can bring your knees down if you'd like. Otherwise, focus on drawing those elbows into the ribs. Go, 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 go. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Excellent, ladies. Excellent. All right. Couple more standing poses, and then we're going to go into our balancing series. So extend that right leg, and then we're going to step through to crescent lunge. So that means your back heel is lifted. Focus on your back heel lifted. And we're going to extend our arms overhead. So our back heel is lifted. So this is called So this is called crescent lunge. And we're just holding in here for 4. Sink a little bit lower for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands down. Good. Step back, downward facing dog. And now we're going to extend our left and then step it through for crescent lunge on the opposite side. So that means your back heel is lifted and inhale. So this can be a little intense in your thighs, but again, we're working the thighs. You can build up that strength in your thighs. Holding here for 3. If you're starting to sweat, it's all good. For 2, getting things moving, and 1. Bring your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. And then step, step, step to the front of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. We're going to be making our way into some standing poses. So if you find that this is too much for you, perhaps you might need a chair. So go grab your chair if you need a chair to balance on. So go to your place, because After I had my surgeries on the left side, my left, the cerebellum, which was, I had the left side, I was a mess with my balancing and I needed supports, okay? I'm also gonna use an oil called Balance, which helps with the mind. So I want you to think about something that brings you balance in your life, okay? So what brings you balance? Is it your family? Is it your home? Is it your practice, right? Your meditation or your yoga practice? So what brings you balance? Because balance is so important as you move through your journey, throughout your whole life, right? I mean, we kind of all came to this one point because we were out of balance somewhere in our body, because cancer is an inflammation, that something's not right. Even if it is genetic, it doesn't matter. It means something is not happening that is, aligned. So this is really important that we maintain a homeostasis, a balance through our life and through our day. And so we're going to draw our right foot into our left thigh. And I want you to focus on a point that's in front of you. Focus on a point that's not moving. And then draw your belly button in, bring your palms together, lift your chest. Good. Find that focus for tree pose. And when you're ready, extend your arms overhead, drop your shoulders. Good. And then bring your hands to your hips if you can. Draw your belly button in and begin to kick your right foot in to the front room. And then extend your right leg back, coming into Dekasana. So Dekasana, your right leg extends back, arms are lifted. Make sure to keep a little bit of an upward dog in your chest and try to keep your right knee facing the mat. For 3, for 2, and 1. Come back to center, nice and stable. Shake it out. Good. And you're gonna find every time you keep practicing yoga, it gets easier and easier, and your body just responds really nicely to that. So just, again, don't judge yourself, just go wherever you're at. And if you're just joining us right now, welcome. Come into standing poses and you're gonna just join us wherever you are. So find your focus, bring your left foot into your right thigh. Again, draw your belly button in, suck your belly in, right? Bring your hand palms together. And then when you're ready, extend your arms overhead, drop your shoulders, nice and stable. You are a tree, a beautiful goddess tree in the forest, and your roots are strong. You are grounded. And bring your hands to your hips. And when you're ready, extend your left leg out and extend your left leg back for Dekasana. Remember, you're facing your knee, your left knee is facing the mat. You have a little bit of an upward dog in your chest for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back to center. Good. Shake it out. Again, after my surgeries, those were really hard. Just any balancing poses, but your brain starts to remember, and the flexibility and the strength come back. It all comes back, which is beautiful. Your body is so retrainable, so retrainable. Body is amazing. Okay, let's take dancer's pose because it's one of my favorite. I'm going to cue different variations. So first variation, grab your right foot, grab the inside of your right foot with your right hand, extend your left arm up to the ceiling. So this is a great place to stay. If you're new to yoga or it's been a while, just stay here. And then if you like to, you can begin to extend your right leg up and back and lift and flex that right foot for 4. For 3, you got this. For 2, and 1. Come back to center and just shake it out. Again, go with whatever feels good for you, okay? Now let's take the opposite side. So grab the inside of your left foot with your left hand, extend your right arm. Again, staying here is fabulous. Otherwise, you begin to kick your left foot into your left hand. Lift and kick. Whoop. For 4, for 3, and 2, and 1. Come back to center. Good. Okay, ladies, this is the last standing pose before we come on to our stomachs. So this is, again, this works a little bit of the upper body stuff. So if you do or not, it stretches your upper body. So if you don't want to do that, just hold your hands like this, okay? And I'm going to cue the different variations. So bend your knees, lift your right knee over your left, okay? If you've just had surgery, stay here, okay? If you want to take it a little bit deeper, bring your right hand underneath your left, holding in here for 4, for 3, squeeze everything for 2 and 1. Great. That's called eagle pose. All right. And it can make you feel like, right? It's very, because you're squeezing everything. All right, let's take the opposite side. So bend your knees to lift the left, hook it over, and then the left arm under. And again, staying here if you just had the surgery. Otherwise, take the bind for 4, for 3, squeeze a little bit more for 2 and 1. Release. Beautiful. Nice, goddesses. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant hands, step back, downward facing dog. Glide into high plank. So come into high plank, holding it here, okay? You can always, ladies, bring your knees down at any time if you'd like to modify. Holding it here, come on, breathe, breathe, breathe. For 5, come on, you got this. For 4, you're so strong. For 3, here we go. For 2, and then come nice and let's go nice and slow. For 4, for 3, for 2, and then bring your cheek to one side, hands by your side, and just close your eyes for a second. Feel what it's like to have your whole body just melting on the mat. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, clasp your hands behind your back, point your feet, inhale, lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades back. Again, this might be too much if you've just had the double mastectomy or a port, and you can just place your hands down just like this if you've had those surgeries, okay? So you can just focus on working your lower back and your thighs and your whole lower body. Lift, lift, lift for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Let's try that again. Inhale, lift for 4. For 3, squeeze it up for 2 and 1. Good. Place your palms down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step, step onto your seat. Step onto your seat. Good. And extend your legs in front of you. Good. Remove the flesh from underneath your seat. Good. And from here, we're going to scoop our core. We're going to lower down for 4. And for 3. Keep it steady for 2. Holding it here. For 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold. So no matter what you've done, or so forward fold as in, try not to hunch, but rather elongate your tailbone and draw your torso to your thighs. So you might not go as far. I mean, I'm not that flexible. So just go to your edge. But in a pose like that, we're isolating the core. And no matter if you've had a double mastectomy or if you've had really any surgery, even the deep, working the core muscles is always a good thing because you can strengthen your back. And your back, if your back is hurting at all, it's really maybe a culprit that your abdomen is not strong. So this is a great pose to help strengthen abdomen. Here we go again, holding it here for 4, lowering down for 3, for 2, and 1, holding it here. We're going to lift our right and the left and the right for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Good. And then last time, holding it here, we're going to bend our knees. So this is called Navasana boat pose. So this is half boat. So if you're feeling good in half boat, fabulous. If you'd like to take full boat, here we go. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower down, forward fold. Good. And then we're going to come onto our backs. We're going to set up for bridge pose. So again, this pose is just working the lower body, right? So we're just going to lift our pelvis, and then if you'd like to, you can shimmy your shoulders. If you just had the double mastectomy or a port, you don't have to do that. You can just stay steady, holding it here for 4, Squeeze up for 3. Bring those thighs together for 2 and lower down. Good. Oh, nice. Let's take that again. Inhale, lift it up, ladies, for 4. For 3, lift, lift, lift for 2 and 1. Okay, this is the last one. All right, I'm going to cue wheel pose. And I'm going to cue wheel pose because I could not do wheel a year ago at all. I was totally, well, after the brain surgery and the double mastectomy, forget about it. But again, gradual, it's getting easier. So if you did wheel before all this and it's been a while, try it again. Just try it again. Give it a shot. All right, here we go. Bridge or wheel. All right. All right, and ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, and come on up. For 5. For 4. You got this. For 3. For 2 and 1. Lower down. Now bring your feet together to touch. Open up your thighs. Rest your right hand on your heart, left hand on your stomach, and just close your eyes. Think about something you're grateful for. Think about something you are so blessed to have in your life. I'm grateful for my children, for a healthy body, for a supportive husband, for a roof over my head, that my country is not in an active war in this minute. I mean, that we're safe, that bombs are not falling on us. I mean, there's so much to be grateful for. And then we're going to take our hands onto the bottoms of our feet and come into happy baby pose. Good. And then we're going to extend our legs up to the ceiling. So if you have a block or a pillow, I highly recommend putting it underneath your seat, or you can also just put your hands underneath your seat here. And you're just basically, this is a reverse, an inversion. So you're bringing your feet above your heart. So that's very powerful. And if you've had any kind of chemotherapy, which I've had a lot of, detoxing is super key to cleaning your liver, because really that's where everything takes place, right? It all shakes down in the liver. So twist, inversions, very good for detoxification in the body and the blood. Also lemon oil in the water, xenochrine oil in the water, fabulous for detoxification. Chlorella, activated charcoal. There's, I just made a video about detoxing and chemotherapy. So very key, because that gets your body back into balance. When you can detox the liver from the chemo, it can be there for years, the effects of chemo. It's like a nuclear bomb. And so you want to make sure to get that stuff out. So yoga is so good. Infrared sauna, hot yoga, all good for getting it out. And from here, we're going to bring our knees into our chest, and we're going to extend our left leg long. So just extend that left leg nice and long. Draw your right knee into your chest, and then twist over to the left side. Extend your right arm to the right side. Extend that right arm to the right side. And then come back to center. And then let's take the opposite side. So extend that right leg nice and long. Draw your left knee to your chest, twist over to the right side, extend your left arm to the left side. And come back to center. Good. And we're going to set up for our last pose, which is called fish pose. So I want you to take your bolster, your block, whatever you have, pillow, and you're going to place it on your lower spine and lower all the way down. Extend your legs nice and long and lift your chest. Open up your palms to the ceiling. Close your eyes. Okay, if you just had a double mastectomy or a port, maybe you don't do this pose. Sorry, I didn't cue that, but you can remove the bolster and just come all the way onto your back. But for a little bit of a lift, this is really nice. And just honor your breast, honor the journey that they've been through. I can't believe that I have breasts after getting them removed. I just think that science is unbelievable, and that the fat from my stomach is actually my boobs right now, which is unbelievable. That can even happen is beyond my conception. So if you don't have boobs, if you opted not to have a reconstruction, honoring what you have, like just the beauty of the simplicity, and still being a freaking goddess, that we are not defined by our breasts. Our breasts do not make us a woman. There's so much more that define us as being a goddess. When I got my ovaries out, I knew that it didn't matter, that I can be a woman without my ovaries and without my breast. That there's so much more to being a woman than just ovaries and breast. And then we're going to remove the bolster block and extend our legs down onto the mat. And we're going to make our way into our final resting pose. You guys totally deserve it. Shavasana. And I'm going to be leading you through a guided meditation. So get comfortable, maybe put your socks on if it's a little chilly, or, get it all set up for yourself. And feel your whole body just completely melting on the mat. And I want you to see a light hovering over your whole body, a light hovering over your whole body. And I want this light to come into your body. And every time it touches a different part of your body, I want it to heal your cells, heal your body, repair. So that light comes up from the bottoms of your feet to your ankles, to your kneecaps, to your thighs. And from your thighs to the base of your spine, which is your root chakra, your source of grounding, to your sacral chakra, your source of feminine energy. Just see that whole area light up. The sacral energy, the root. The light comes to our stomach, all the way up to our chest, to our heart, to our lungs, keeping our lungs and our breast. Just let it radiate over our breast, healing our cells. Our light comes to our shoulders, to our elbows, to our wrists, to our fingers, all the way up back to our shoulders, to our throat and our throat chakra right here. The light emanates from our throat, up through our mouth, to our cheeks, to our nose, to our eyes, to our eye sockets, to our ears, to the point right between our eyebrows. That's called the third eye. Let that light shine out from there, healing every part of our face, our brain, and all the way. The light comes all the way up to the top of our head, which is our crown chakra. And that connects us to God, the divine energy in the universe, whatever is a power greater than yourself that can give you grounding during this time as you make your way through the recovery. Or if you were recently diagnosed, just making the path a little bit more gentle, knowing that you can rely on a power greater than yourself in your final resting pose of Shavasana. And wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and make your way onto your sides. And then make your way up to a comfortable seated position and bring your palms over your heart and just notice any shifts in your body, in your mind, from beginning the yoga practice till now, and how can you incorporate this practice into your week ahead. And I want you to send this love and energy to all the sisters who came and joined us from all around the country this morning. I think that's just the coolest thing. And I hope that you guys can continue to connect with each other. I hope that we can continue to practice each other. And I'm so blessed that you made it this morning to take care of yourself. Bring your palms together, bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you.